Wait a minute, is this actually education though? Hey guys, it's Mercedes, and today I'm going to be talking to you about combining homeschooling and homesteading. And specifically today, I'm going to be talking about science. When you combine homeschooling and homesteading together for lessons, it is so good, especially for those children that are hands-on learners. I feel like the options for science when it comes to homesteading are almost endless. There are so many different things you can choose to study when it comes to science and homesteading. For example, if you are growing food in your garden, and you don't even have to be out in the country on some big farm or something to be considered homesteading, even if you're in town and you're growing food in pots or whatever, in an apartment, you're growing food in pots, whatever, all of that can be considered botany. You're learning about the life cycle of the plant. There's a lot of hands-on science right there. For us, we have goats. And so a science lesson we did was learning the 5 signs of goat labor. And we were able to see that hands-on when our goats had babies. We were like, look, this is what she's doing. This is what we learned about. Today, I'm going to show you a short science lesson that can relate to homesteading. And now, when I do science and social studies, I do it with all my kids together, and then I can just assign different work from the topic based on their age and grade levels. So today, we're going to do a science lesson that is based on chickens and chicken eggs. So stay tuned. Every morning, every day, we have to go outside and take care of our animals. So we might as well turn it into a hands-on science lesson. So these chickens here, we have about 30 chickens. They're in their coop mostly right now because it is so cold outside. It's been below zero, so they've been staying warm. But we decided, hey, let's have some science with this today. The children love the chickens. They can learn the body parts of a chicken, the names of, each part of them. Oh, flapping around a little bit. But they are so good with these animals. They take great care of them. So we collected some of the eggs and we decided that today we are going to learn some of the parts of the egg and a little bit further than just the yolk, the white, and the shell. We were going to learn some of the details about the eggs. So we decided that'd be fun. We came inside to our schoolroom in our attic to our booth where we do all of our messy science experiments and everything. I had a worksheet that were free. I printed off myself. This one was for my older two that were doing it. And then I had a different worksheet for my younger two. The one for my younger two was a cut and paste one. So they would be more engaged in the lesson, I guess. But both of these worksheets were free. So there are a lot of free resources you could just print off. We went over the worksheet. We talked about the different names, the different labels of the different parts of the eggs, and we went through it together as a family, learning what goes where, which part of the egg goes where. And they can hold the eggs in their hands. They can get a feel for it. They can actually see hands-on, oh, this is that part, right? So we were comparing the different kinds of eggs because we have different kinds of chickens which lay different colored eggs. So if you didn't know that, now you do. The younger kids loved being able to cut and paste and follow along with their older siblings, and they got to learn something new. I suppose their favorite part of the lesson was what we consider the messy part of the lesson. We got to crack open a few of the chicken eggs and really actually see the different parts inside the egg. So I just did it in some coffee filters, but I layered them up so they wouldn't leak through, and the kids got to see, oh look, here's the yolk, here's the membrane, here's the germinal disc, like all the different parts. And I let them take turns opening the shell and seeing, oh, look at this inner lining here, this membrane, like look at all these different parts that we learned on the worksheet and now we're doing hands-on. They loved getting to do that and feeling the yucky stuff. And then they got to try to crack eggs open on their own. Here's my kindergartner trying to crack it open. Oops, she got squirted a little bit. That's all right. And of course, as the kids got more goofy with it, they're like, hey, what if I cracked it on my head, Mom? And so, all right, I let them have that freedom and do that. And they got a little messy, but it's a learning experience they will remember. Like, hey, remember when we got to do this, Mom? So hopefully you'll be combining your homesteading and science real soon.